I wanted to take a few minutes to go over the similarities and differences between these two Mora knives. Right here I have the Mora Companion knife, and this one is in carbon steel. And I have the Mora 2000 knife in stainless steel. Now, as you can see just from the outside with these knives fully sheathed, you can tell that they're quite a bit different already. They both have a molded sheath in the same fashion. But you can tell on the companion knife, the sheath doesn't come quite as far onto the handle, and it also has a thumb ramp for ease of draw. So you can easily grab onto the handle, put your thumb right there to push off on, and then you can draw the blade. Now the Mora 2000 knife has the same friction lock on the inside, but you don't have the benefit of the thumb ramp. But you can easily grab it with the outside fingers, pull on it, and you can release the blade. Now, also on the other side of the sheaths, you'll notice the belt clips are quite a bit different as well. The companion knife has more of a belt clip, which is easily removable from your belt. So if you're going to be taking it on and off, this might be a better option. And on the Mora 2000 knife, you have a closed belt loop that's made out of leather. Now the good thing about this is that because it is a closed loop, there's a very, very small likelihood that this will come off your belt. It is secured by two metal rivets, and the good thing about a flexible loop like this is that if you're going to be doing a lot of sitting, that sort of thing, this is going to move with you versus this one, if it's secured to your belt, is going to twist your belt in kind of an awkward way sometimes. So those are the sheaths, and let's go on to the blades. So you'll notice that the blades are quite a bit different. The overall length for the Mora 2000 is just a little bit longer than the companion, and the overall length for the 2000 is 8.8 inches. The blade length is just a little bit longer, that's where the extra length comes from, and the blade on this one is 4.3 inches. They both have the same thickness blade, which is 1/10 of an inch, but as you can tell, the actual width on the Mora 2000 knife is a little bit wider. So it's a little bit heavier, just a hair, but it also adds a little bit more strength. So the pros and cons between these knives is, I guess not really pros and cons, but probably more intended use. So if you're going for a more traditional bushcraft type knife, I would probably go for the companion because it gives you the full benefit of a full scanty grind throughout the whole length of the blade. And if you're going to be doing a lot of different things between carving and food processing, that sort of thing, I would probably go for something like the Mora 2000. And the reason for that is most of your carving is going to be done right here at the end of the blade, where you're going to have less leverage working on your wrist. The good thing about that is because it's a scanty grind right there, you're going to get the full benefit of that. But up here, where the blade actually tapers and becomes quite a bit thinner, you have the benefit of really easily cutting things. So things like potatoes, carrots, celery, that sort of thing, items that don't like to be split, you're going to really benefit from a thinner blade. So if you're going to be doing a lot of chores, I guess you could say, around the campsite, this might be your better option. Now, I have had a couple Mora knives, and I've noticed one thing, is that they don't treat the carbon steel blades as well as the stainless steel blades. And they also have a lot less marking tools on the higher end knives than the entry level companion knife. So as you can see, the scanty grind right here has a little bit of grinding marks and tooling marks. While that doesn't affect the performance of the blade at all, it's definitely aesthetic. Now on the higher end knife, you'll see that there is little to no grinding and tooling marks on it. And also, when compared to the stainless steel version of the companion knife, the spine of the blade is also, heads above shoulders cleaner than the stainless steel, than the carbon steel version, sorry. So as you can see the stamping marks and that sort of thing that they have on this. And if you're going to be using this with a fire steel, it's best to go ahead and grind yourself a nice 9-degree edge. Now on the back of the stainless steel blade, you'll notice that they clean it up really nicely, but when they do that, they actually do a little bit of a radiusing with this as well. So there's no hard 9-degree edge. So I can do that for you if you order it from the store as another option, to just go ahead and polish that off for you. So it'll be a nice 90-degree edge for using your fire rod, and it'll make this a little bit more versatile. So whether you're doing it for survival when you're making fire starters, or using this for cooking and you just want to get your stove lit, it'll just add a little bit of utility to the knives. But those are the Mora knives, the Mora Companion and the Mora 2000. Hope you like the videos, and take care out there.